welcome back to Crypto Harmonics. This is Thursday, August 3rd. We're going to take a look at some of the trades that we're in, and one of these bad boys hit a sweet target just recently. And then we'll kind of look at a few of the majors and just kind of see what we think. Bitcoin's kind of stalling. Is it going higher? Is it going lower? What the heck's it doing? So we'll kind of look at it and see what our take is on it. Anyways, I made this whole video and then I said something that I shouldn't have, which was pretty much would be considered investment advice, and I just don't want to, I just don't want to take any slack there for that, and so I just guys, I'm just trading this. This is how I trade. I want people to follow along. I do. Because it works, and it works for me, and I think it'll prove out in time that you'll see it works for you too. Harmonic trading is the only thing that's really consistently worked for me. I've had things like double my money real quick and then blow out my account, stuff like that. But this is just consistent growth, and if we're just increasing our Bitcoin holdings a little bit every week, man, we're going to be killing it in a couple years. So people are going to start coming into this space like crazy and really figuring it out. So anyways, I'm reshooting this video because of that. But I just want to make that disclaimer, guys. I'm just throwing it out there, and you guys just follow along with me. Okay, hopefully you're following along on Digital Note. We had that pump up, right? Hit our first target, but I'm not counting it because it was a pump and dump. Even though I did get my target hit, I don't like it. I want to see it hit this again, basically. And then I have a second target up here. So it's just kind of chilling right now. Just kind of, it's been kind of coming down, hitting around here. But I'm fine. I'm in at like 77 Satoshi, 78, somewhere in there. And we're sitting at 103 right now. So I'm in the profit. Just like to see another run up here to 160 something Satoshis. Okay. Let's look at Digibyte. Okay, Digibyte's looking fierce, loving it. It's kind of, it had this nice move up and then coming back down and kind of coming back up. But look, I drew this trend line on here. Let me zoom in real quick. I drew this trend line, and go ahead, if you're following along on Digibyte or you're in this Digibyte trade, go ahead and put a trend line down here. That way you can kind of know and see, hey, if this thing's bouncing around, if it slams down here, don't freak out and sell or anything like that. Just hold it. It's probably going to bounce on this, and it really, honestly, even if it doesn't, our stop loss is still way down here. We're in Digibyte for the long haul here. At least up to our first target, which is 1100. Which I'm really, honestly, I'm hoping that can hit within the next week or two. So let's see. Maybe this week we might hit it. If we get a nice run, you're starting to see volume kind of come back into Digibyte, which is good. And then my second target is around 1320 Satoshis. So we can make some really decent returns there, I think. I'm looking to, triple my money on there. So keep an eye on Digibyte, hold. The temptation really is, if you are in where I got in at around 400 and something, 420, 440, somewhere in there. The temptation is, man, I'm up like 50 something percent, I'm just going to cash out. But the problem is, then your reward is right here, right? And your risk is all the way down here. And I just want to take a sec to explain this because it's important. It's important to wait for your targets, right? You have to be patient, but any good trader will tell you patience is probably the #1 key for being a good trader, especially on technical analysis here, because you just have to wait for it. No matter what it's doing, just let it come up, let it hit your target there. If you get out here, your risk is, say your risk is the same as your reward if you get out right here. Well, say the next trade is a losing trade, right? Well, then you just lost all your profits on this. But if you allow this to go up to here and you get double the reward that for your risk, right? So say your next trade is a losing trade, you still have this portion of reward that you've kept. You've only lost half of your profits, in other words. And then say the next trade is a win. Now you're up that whole thing. And then, so that way, basically, what it comes down to is to be break even, you only need to be right 33% of the time, right? But if you're right half the time, you're making good money. So keep that in mind, guys. That's just a little risk reward tip for me, just from personal experience, because you get in it and you're like, man, you see the profits and you're just like, I'm just gonna take it. Just have a little self-control, just wait for it. Hopefully Digibyte will come all the way up to our first target. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at Feathercoin. Look at Feathercoin go. All right, so we hit first target. That's good. 23.35 was in at like 14 something. So hopefully some of you guys saw this with me. I kind of got to it like right as it was hitting the target, but you did have another place to enter in. So I know it's gutsy. It's like, what the heck is Feathercoin? I got it pulled up over here. It's got a market cap of under 10 million, 9.4 million. So like basically like your local corner store or something like that. I mean, it's tiny, and on the markets, it's trading like on let's see, on Bittrex, you're $150,000 in the past 24 hours. So that's pretty low. But who cares, right? We made more Bitcoin, so I don't really care what it does. I'm making more Bitcoin with it. So it's kind of come up into this attractor area. If you see how it comes up in here, and it keeps trying. It's real magnetized to this whole area. And I'll speak about this maybe in an actual teaching video or something. You'll watch when things whip down here. They love to attract back up to these areas. So this thing could actually shoot out here and then try and come back, or it could bounce back down and then try and make another run. Who knows? I've hit my target here. I have a second target up here. This is a really strong move, and you got a little bit of volume kind of building, especially on the last candle. So, you might have a safe bet to shoot for, 2,900 Satoshis. I'm taking a good chunk of profits off. I already have actually hit the target. But I'll leave a little bit on to see if we can hit this next target here. Okay, and if you want to leave even another portion to the moon, right? Because that's the whole goal on some of these crazy cryptos, these altcoins and stuff. It's like to the moon, man. So I get it. If you want to hold it to the moon, that's awesome. You got in at a really good spot. But here, let me say one thing on the stop loss, okay? You see this red line here now? That's my stop loss now. Remember, if you go back on the other video where we entered, my stop loss was around 1,000 Satoshis, okay? It was right here. It is no longer there. As soon as I hit my first target, I'm moving my stop loss up, okay? So I'm getting profits out there, and then if it breaks, comes back down and breaks this, let me zoom in a little bit. If it comes back in and breaks this, probably set it right there, around 1,300. Yeah, around 1,300 Satoshis. Let's do that. If it comes and breaks this low here and hits that, it's taking me out, right? And so I have really small risk now because I'm basically risk free because I got in here. I made money on this trade regardless. So, okay, just want to share that one little tip on moving the stop loss up. Okay, let's look at some of our majors, Ripple, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and then we'll be done. Okay, here's Bitcoin. We've been talking about Bitcoin for a couple, Ripple. This is Ripple. We've been talking about Ripple for a couple days now. And I told you guys I'm in at 6,100. I have a resting limit order on Bitfinex for 6,100. That's where I'm going to be going long. My stop loss is down here. And I'll have to figure on targets. If I get hit here, it's tempting to just go ahead and take some off here, but that's just not a big enough target. I think Ripple has a lot of room to move. So one of the things I like to do on here, let me do this real quick. for targets, right? Because we want to know, okay, well, where should I take a little bit off? If you want to take a little bit off in your Ripple trade, if I get in this, right? But if you're already in it, I like to do these Fibonacci extensions, right? And you've probably heard of these, maybe not. I like this 127 and the 1618, right? Those are pretty strong. If you, let's kind of come back out here a little bit, you can kind of see you do good taking a little bit off at the 127 and maybe a little at the 1618. And then if you're trying to go, like if you think this is the bottom, let me zoom out like a lot here. Kind of look at, see how big of a downtrend this has been in? It's been in a crazy, I don't know where the rest of my chart just went. So that's weird, but you can see it's huge downtrend. Maybe this is the bottom, right? And we made a video about this. Is it safe to buy it yet? Because it's just been getting hammered. Maybe this is the bottom. And so we'll just have to wait and see, but that's where I'm getting in at, this green line here, and my stop loss is here because if it breaks this low, it's probably going lower, and I don't want it, right? But maybe I'm hitting the very bottom and I'm getting a good price in. It's so tempting right now. If you're watching this and you've been following us, it's so tempting right now to just take it because you're like, oh man, it's just sitting right there. I told you guys that a lot of times it'll come and bounce right here and you see it bouncing right there. But I gotta wait for my 618. That's just the way I trade. I gotta stay consistent. If I break my rules, I'm in trouble. So I want to stay consistent with my rules so I can make consistent profits, and I'll have a little better buy price if it takes off. And if it doesn't, then I lost less money, right? If I get in here and it comes all the way down here and takes me out, I lose more money than if I get in right here and it takes me out here. It just makes sense. Okay, let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, I told you guys I think it was the last video, I'm looking around 51, right, to exit. So I don't have any like immediate trades or anything like that. That's just where I'm looking. I hold a good chunk of Litecoin, so I may sell some off here. But other than that, I'm just kind of watching this thing just to see where it goes. Then let's look at Bitcoin here on Bitfinex. And you can see, I have this little pattern here. I want to talk about this real quick. Let me delete this. Okay, this is on the 4-hour, right? And it's been going up. It's been getting, resistance here. Support here and resistance here. And you can see it's just kind of been hanging out in this area. Like, where the heck does it want to go? So what I'm looking at right now, if it breaks this, I think we'll have a nice, maybe a little breakout. But if it falls below that, okay, let me see. Because you see this, it ran up here. It got denied. It ran up here, got denied. And it ran up here, got denied. Okay, it can only get denied so many times, all right, before it just, becomes depressed and locks itself in its room. Okay, so Bitcoin might do that. I'm not saying it will, but maybe short term it might. Let me go to 1 hour. So this is what I'm looking for on the 1 hour. This is just a very short term. I'm just watching this. I'm not saying this is a trade I'm taking. We do have a pattern though. Okay, X to A to B, B to C, C to D, right? Somewhere in there. Actually, this is really close to a Gartley, which is a 786, which would be around 28.30, somewhere in there, but also up to this 886. So 28.30 to 28.70, I'm looking somewhere in there. If it hits this, it might could roll over and go down quite a bit. And again, like I said, if it does, I'm prepared to take a trade on it. let me set this back up. I'm prepared to take a trade on it if it comes down here, right? So that's a long ways off. I honestly don't think that's going to happen. I think it may fail here at around 28.50, 28.60 for a little bit. It might come back down. Who knows how far? But again, I don't know. So I'm just saying this is what I'm looking at. If it breaks this, we may be getting a good little run. So anyways, hope that helps you guys. Leave some comments and let me know what's up. Like if these videos are too long for you or too short, just let me know. I'm having fun trading harmonic patterns, and it's definitely more fun to trade with other people. And maybe we can have a little harmonic trading cryptocurrency community. You know, that's a mouthful. So anyways, let me know, you guys, and I will keep you guys posted. Maybe I'll do a video tomorrow too. All right, take care.